Hey folks, That Fix It Guy here, and today I'm going to show you quite possibly the best way to install angle stops underneath your kitchen sink. So come along, let's get to fixing.
Here's what we're looking at today. We've got these copper stub outs coming out of the wall and we want to connect to these. I usually will just shut the water off, cut these, put on compression stops, but the store didn't have any compression stops. So today we're gonna go old school and we're gonna solder on some male adapters and we're gonna hook this up, okay? All right, so the first thing we're gonna have to do is shut the water off, and then we're gonna cut these off. Where I like to cut is, I actually like to leave a little bit of meat on this, right? So if you look at this from a different angle, you can see there's actually a lot of line here, right? I'm not going to cut this all the way back here and just put the male adapter on there. I actually like to leave a little bit of line on this just in case there's ever an issue, you can actually make a repair. Before we do that, we're gonna pop these guards off right here. If they were metal, I might leave it, but it's plastic and I don't actually want to take the chance that I'm gonna meld it. I'm not gonna get back that far, so it's probably just gonna get a little warm back here, but I don't want to take that chance. All right, we'll take this one and pop it off as well. Just get these things out of the way. And once we actually solder and we go to put this back on, well, we can just take this. The nice thing about these plastic ones is you can actually just take this and pop that apart, and then it will just slide right over that way. You can just do that and then it's back in place. Got it draining? All right, awesome. Downstairs? Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the water is off. Definitely an important step to this. Make sure your water is off. You still might want some kind of a little catch, and I just grabbed a pie top and we can go ahead and put that on there. Like I said, about 3 inches or so. So probably about half the difference of this. I'm pretty sure that's like 6 inches. Let's make sure. Yeah, it's not quite 6, but we're gonna give ourselves probably about 2.5 inches actually. It doesn't have to quite be 3, but just something that we can make a repair with if we ever needed to. I don't know where my pencil reamer is at the moment, but we want to get this edge off of the inside of that. And so we will just improvise a little bit here. And a little thin bladed utility knife, or if you didn't have that, just remember there's one on the back side of one of your cutters usually, and you can just get in there. But for this small tight space, I do like something that's small, and this totally hooked that right up. We just want to prep the pipe. Take some cloth. So some people will tell you that a fitting straight out of the bag is clean enough, doesn't have to be clean. I don't really care. I'm always gonna clean it just a little bit more, man. You never know. Our fittings are sanded. We'll apply some flux. You can tell a little bit cold. Make sure you stir it up just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just lightly coat here. Actually might be a little bit too much on all of this, right? That's okay. Just want to make sure you got some in there. Doesn't have to be crazy coated. And you can see that there's a little bit extra. Clear your brush off and just try to get that out of there. And then once you put this in there, you also can just take this and wipe the excess off, right? Okay. I always like to wipe my joints. And if you actually look inside right here, you can actually see that there is solder on the inside of that. We'll check everything here in just a minute anyway, but let's go ahead and burn the next one. A little bit of water in there. Okay. So if you're gonna do any kind of soldering, you always want an inspection mirror, right? You want to be able to look around here and see that you have a good solder joint the entire way around, right? And so everything looks pretty good to me, except for right there. I don't know what that is, but guess what? We can hit it with a wire brush, see if it cleans up and looks good. It could just be a little residual flux. Look at this one. That's a good solder joint whole way around. This one right here, what we thought was a little concern, right? Hit that up. Upon second look there, that looks really good. Nothing to worry about. Good and hooked up. Inspection mirror. It will save your life in soldering, okay? Okay, so it never hurts to take a rag or a paper towel or something and wipe these joints off, right? You're gonna get some stuff off of there, and especially you're gonna get some flux off of there. Leaving flux on your pipe will cause to turn green, will patina or oxidize, and it's just gonna not look so grand. Right? Too much flux will cause some crazy runs. When we get into solder videos, I'll show you all kinds of stuff with that. What it does, how it does it, all that jazz. So these are cooled off now. And we can go ahead. We can put our rings back on. Remember, these ones will break apart. And stick that on there. And bam. Hooked up there. Now, take some Teflon. I'm gonna apply some Teflon to these threads. Everything is, like I said, cooled. You're applying it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. 3 to 5 wraps. Because this is thinner Teflon, I'm just gonna go with the full 5 wraps. I like to take some trusty Megalock, right? This stuff, some good thread sealant. Give it a mix up. It's good for metal and plastic. You guys see me use this a lot. I like to make sure that I get it the whole way around. Not a lot, just a little thin coat. So for the cold side, this is a 3/8 compression by 1/2 inch female iron pipe size, right? And that's what's gonna fit on right here. Get that boy rolling right there. Get a couple crescent wrenches or, you know, something else that's going to allow you to do this. A one-stop wrench. Okay. Get that straight up and down. And then we'll shut this off. These are quarter turn. These are quarter turn ball valve style angle stops, right? It looks like that old school style with the handle, but indeed it's not. It actually has a quarter turn style in there. So pretty sweet. Then on the hot side, what we're gonna do, okay, so then on the hot side, what we're gonna do is a dual stop, okay? I like dual stops that actually have 2 separate shutoffs, right? In case you ever had an issue with, say, your dishwasher, you're able to shut that down with still leaving your faucet on. You can buy those angles, or you can buy the dual stops that have 2 things coming out of them, you know, weird and wonky with just 1 shutoff. Don't do that. This is way better, right? This is a good setup. Or you could have teed off here and added another angle stop. I just like the simplicity of this. And honestly, I mean, it's double the price of one of these, but it's also double the valve. And I think they work pretty well. And I always like that actually there's 1 up and 1 down. And the reason for that is because usually your dishwasher line comes from below. And if you leave this right there, it's able to just come right up into place. All right, so now we're good to go. Now we can turn the water back on. Make sure there's no leaks, right? This is a great little setup for any kind of valve, right? Any kind of valve you're gonna put, you can easily sweat on a male adapter and then get a female threaded type valve to put on. This is one of the best ways you could ever do this. It's probably the best way that you could do it. I like to use compression style valves, but this way works amazing as well.
All right, folks, what do you think? Is it a little bit too much work to solder on male adapters underneath your kitchen sink and then use thread-on valves? Well, I didn't actually have a choice. I went to so many places looking for a compression dual stop. I could not find one, right? I love these 2-valve, dual valve compression dual stops. They really are nice. It's better than teeing off. I just think it looks a little bit cleaner. And I like them in compression. It makes it super easy, but in this case, if you don't have them, you can't use them. I really hope you folks are enjoying the videos. Please subscribe, click that like button. We'd love to have you keep coming back. We've got a couple more videos coming out on this particular install I think you'll enjoy. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again real soon.